Okay, 65 Thunderbird parts car, up and running. She hasn't been running since I would say 91. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I got her started. Running pretty darn smooth actually. That's not the original engine. I'm not really sure what it is. The block seems to be one thing different than the heads, but whatever, it's running smooth. And here she is in the back. The old car is beat. She's rusted right out. The underneath is shot, but a lot of good parts on it. I need them for my convertible. The floor is completely gone in it. The rear frame's gone. But she's a good engine. Whether I use her or not, I don't know. But I'm going to be using the bumpers and all the trim, anything I can use. But I wanted to get it running to see if the engine's any good before I tear the car apart. And here it is. It needs an accelerator pump. Knocked over my bottle of gas. That's not good. She's a peppy little engine, just the same. If it had a good accelerator pump in it, she'd probably be pretty good. She's, like I said, it's a 65. I need the front fender on the right side off. It's got the marigold interior, not great shape. The back is pretty good, but the front's rough. But all the dash works. All the lights seem to work. The clock is missing. It's got the radio still in it, just an AM radio. A lot of good parts in it. So anyway, that's her, and I'm very happy to get it running. And now I can start tearing it apart and storing the parts for the convertible. Okay, under the 65 Thunderbird parts car, trying to figure out what engine it is. Now that I've gotten it running, it's got these ribs in it. No casting marks on the side that I can see. They're possibly up under the starter, but there's nothing there. So I'd have to say it's probably a service block, and most likely a 352. I'm going to go to the other side and do a little cleaning. It does have only 2-bolt engine mounts, so it's previous to the 3-bolt system. So it's a fairly early, it's in the early 60s engine. Alright, I'll check back with the other side. Alright, back with the driver's side of the engine, and this is the date code. The engine was built in, appears to be 61, October 10th. And it's upside down, I think, but I think it's IM. I don't know what that foundry is. But up in here further, and just hang on, it's going to be a wild ride to get up in there. But it looks to be the DIF, 44 DIF. So I believe that's mold 44 in the DIF. So that's it. And there are no indications anywhere else on this block of information that I can see down here. Nothing in the back, just more ribs. I couldn't find any more casting numbers, so I'm pushing toward it being a service block, maybe an industrial marine block, hard to say, but definitely a 61, cast in 61. Anyway, there were on the other side of the engine were some stamped in numbers, and they seem to be serial numbers, so they may have been added when this was put in, whatever vehicle it was initially put in, this engine. I notice it's very tight here, which isn't normal. I don't believe to be normal for these Thunderbirds. So the oil pan is for something else. Anyway, that's it for the old engine. Anybody knows any more information of what it could be, just let me know in the comments. Thanks. Okay, this is the driver's side right behind the alternator. This is the number 39400. Appears to be stamped into the block. I'm going to pull it out, so just hang on, guys. I'll show you where it is. So that's where the number is, just behind the alternator on the block. And other than that, like I said, there's not anything else to show. The heads are C8 AEH, which would be 68 heads, so obviously they don't belong with this engine. The manifolds appear to be 63 manifolds, or casting numbers on the manifolds anyhow. And the intake, I'll just give it a little rundown while I'm here. I'll pull this off here. Oh, and the original 390 tag is still on it, for which would have been the Thunderbird one, which is kind of nice because I'll use that on the convertible. The intake appears to be C65 AE 9, 65 AE. Anyway, that's her. Thanks.